guys, this is for your next project for 3rd through 5th grade. We are going to be making some name design symmetry drawings, and they're on It's Learning if you need to watch that video. But this is me just showing you how to draw some different types of letters because we're learning about calligraphy for this project. So if you want to, you can watch this before the project and I can show you how to draw a few different kinds of letters, okay? So I'm going to demonstrate with my name. I'm not going to write the whole alphabet, but I'm going to demonstrate and then you guys can practice on your own, okay? So the first kind that I like to do are bubble letters. And they look like if you were to take like a bubble wand and it was able to blow letters. I ran out of room. So my name is Marlee. So this is an M-A-R-L-E-E. Okay? So the biggest thing to remember with bubble letters is just that there's no straight lines. There's not really any holes either. I just draw little dots. And it's really curvy and round. Okay? So experiment with bubble letters a little bit. You can also Google bubble letters. You can Google fonts, F-O-N-T-S, on Google Images, and it will pull up a bunch of different fonts you can try. Some are easier than others, so maybe you could try easy fonts. All right, so another kind that I like to do are just block letters. So instead of being round like bubble letters, it's nothing but straight lines. And there are some curved lines in the curvy letters like an R, but it's usually just straight lines and 90-degree angles, which are also called right angles, which is like this. Okay, so not like that, but like this, like a square. So nice and straight lines. Okay, and right angles, and there's some curved lines. And then there's variations to this too. Instead of straight up and down, you can also make them a little bit curvy, like I'm going to show you with my M. So instead of straight up and down, you can also like curve them if you want and make them more stylized. That's up to you. And then another kind of font that I like to draw is called Broadway. It's used on Orbit gum. They use the Broadway font. It's also used on Broadway, obviously. That's where the name came from, like in the 1950s and earlier. They don't use it too much anymore. But it is on the SCAD Theater, if you've ever gone to downtown Savannah and seen the SCAD Theater. So it's like every time on the left side of each letter, it's thicker on the downstroke. So you would start with the downstroke of the M, but this side is thicker. And then it's just really tall and skinny too. Then it's an M. And then again with the A, it's on the left side on the downstroke, but then everything else is skinny. Same thing. And then everything is nice and tall and skinny, okay? I am going to show you these fonts in a couple of the more difficult letters. So like an S with bubble letters would look like this. Okay, and then maybe like an S in block letters would probably look like this. So I usually start out and then a curved line down, out, and then a curved line back up. And then an S in Broadway is kind of difficult. So I kind of start with like a wonky S shape. And then I fill in where the downstroke would be and make it thicker. So then I just fill in on the inside and then bring it back up. Okay. And then maybe like an X would probably be difficult. So there's an X in bubble letters, just big bubbles. And then an X in block letters is pretty self-explanatory. An X in Broadway. So since this is where you start the X on the left downstroke, the thicker side, and then the other side would go like this. I'm also going to show you a Q. So in bubble letters, a Q is almost, I'm running out of room. So it's like a big oval, and then like a little bubble attached to it, and then a little dot in the middle for the hole. A Q in block letters would be pretty similar, but again with straight lines. Like that. Or you can, some people like to draw like a hole in the middle, because a Q is, there's space in the middle of a Q. And then in Broadway, and this is good to know for the O too. So you start with your like circle shape, and then make the downstroke thicker, like that. But it's kind of curved. It curves like the S. It curves with your original shape. And then for the Q, you just add an extra little line. And then so a Z, like a letter Z, would just be a backwards S in bubble letters. Just flip that backwards. It looks the same. For block letters, it would not be a backwards S. You would do it like you normally would. And then in Broadway, the thicker part is on the downstroke. So it goes straight line, and then the thicker part goes down, just like the S and the X. Goes down, and then just a regular line out. And again, you can Google these if you Google Broadway font. They all pretty much look like this. You can Google block letters, and you can Google bubble letters. There's a million different fonts out there. So if you have trouble doing these, practice your name before the project if you have time. It starts on November 30th, so you have lots of time to practice your name. And maybe you want to do a different font. You don't have to do these. You don't even have to do any fonts at all. If you don't want to, if they're too hard and you're having trouble with it, you don't have to pick a fancy font. You can just write your name like normal for the project. It'll be fine. Okay? Thanks for watching, and good luck on your project.